Once upon a time, in the small village of Omaka, two young girls named Adora and Chin grew up as the best of friends. Adora was known far and wide for her breathtaking beauty, and she carried herself with a confidence that often bordered on arrogance. Whenever she walked by, people would stop and stare, captivated by her striking appearance. Chin, on the other hand, was not as beautiful as Adora, but she possessed qualities that were far more enduring. She was intelligent, humble, and kind-hearted. From childhood, Adora and Chin were inseparable. They attended the same school, played the same games, and shared their dreams and secrets. Their bond was the envy of many, as they seemed to be the perfect example of true friendship. However, as they grew older, the differences between them became more apparent. Adora, relying solely on her beauty, believed that it was her greatest asset and that it would open all doors for her. She basked in admiration and attention, convinced that she didn't need to put in much effort to succeed in life. Chin, however, had been raised with a different mindset. Her mother always told her that intelligence, hard work, and good character were the true keys to success. She took this advice to heart and remained focused on her studies, believing that her efforts would one day bring her the life she dreamed of. During high school, Adora's popularity soared. She became the center of attention, and many students, especially the boys, were drawn to her. She enjoyed the admiration, allowing it to feed her ego. She no longer saw the need to study, believing that her beauty alone would pave the way for a bright future. Her mother, however, grew worried and often advised her to emulate Chin's hard-working nature, but Adora dismissed her warnings. Even her teachers reminded her that beauty was fleeting and that true success depended on the value one could offer to the world. Yet, Adora refused to listen. Despite their differences, Chin never abandoned her friend. She helped Adora with her schoolwork whenever she could, hoping to guide her onto the right path. But one day, Chin spoke honestly to Adora, saying, "I can't always help you. You need to take your studies seriously. Think of the sacrifices our parents make to send us to school. We owe it to them to work hard for a better future." Adora, however, paid little attention. She was more excited about the upcoming school dance, certain that she would be crowned the queen simply because of her beauty. While she focused on preparing for the event, Chin busied herself with decorating and organizing the occasion, preferring to work behind the scenes rather than seeking attention. On the night of the dance, Adora looked stunning in her beautiful dress, confident that the crown would be hers. But when the announcement was made, the title of Queen of the Dance went to another girl, someone known for her kindness and selflessness. Adora was shocked and humiliated. She sulked in a corner, unable to believe what had happened. Chin, ever the supportive friend, comforted her, reminding her that true beauty came from within and that kindness and hard work were what truly made a person stand out. As time passed, the gap between their futures became clearer. Chin graduated at the top of her class and was accepted into a prestigious university, while Adora barely managed to graduate. Her parents, disappointed in her, scolded her for not working as hard as Chin. Frustrated, Adora snapped, "I am not Chin, and I will never be Chin." University life was a fresh start for Chin. She continued her hard work, making new friends and acquiring valuable skills. Meanwhile, Adora struggled. She had never developed the discipline to study or work hard, and instead, she spent her time partying and basking in the attention of her admirers. One day, as Chin sat in the library studying, Adora laughed and said, "You work too hard for that certificate. I'm only here because of my parents. My plan is simple. I'll marry a rich man and live a life of luxury. Why should I struggle?" Chin was taken aback. "And where do you expect to find such a man?" she asked. Adora smiled smugly. "With my beauty, finding a wealthy husband will be easy." Chin shook her head. "I prefer to work hard and build a life for myself. My motto is to never depend on a man for my success." By her third year, Chin met Obi, a kind and intelligent young man who admired her dedication and work ethic. Unknown to many, Obi came from a wealthy family, but he kept his background a secret, wanting to build his own success before taking over his father's business empire. He encouraged Adora to join their study group, but she always found an excuse. One day, Obi turned to Chin and said, "I don't understand how you remain friends with Adora. She doesn't share your values and could be a bad influence." Chin sighed and replied, "She is the sister I never had, and I am the sister she never had. We've been through so much together. I only pray she realizes her mistakes before it's too late." After graduation, Chin easily secured a well-paying job due to her excellent grades and skills, while Adora struggled. Employers were impressed by her beauty but needed candidates who had both intelligence and capability. For the first time, Adora realized that beauty alone was not enough. Regret filled her heart as she wished she had listened to Chin earlier. Meanwhile, Chin and Obi got married and built a beautiful home in Enugu. They worked as a team, supporting each other's dreams and creating a happy life together. Adora, on the other hand, found herself lost. She had many boyfriends, but none stayed for long. They were only attracted to her looks, and when they saw she had little to offer beyond that, they left. Her mother, saddened by her daughter's struggles, lamented, "I warned her, but she refused to listen. Now Chin is successful and happy, while my daughter still depends on me to send her food from the village." One day, Chin invited Adora to her home. Seeing how well Chin had done for herself, Adora was filled with envy. The love and respect Obi had for Chin, the beautiful home they shared, and the success they had built together, it was everything Adora had ever wished for. She thought to herself, "Where did I go wrong?" Out of kindness, Chin convinced Obi to help Adora find a job. Though reluctant, he agreed and even allowed Adora to stay with them until she could afford her own apartment. However, as time passed, Adora became consumed by jealousy. She resented Chin's happiness and the deep love Obi had for her. She grew distant and bitter, harboring thoughts of Chin's downfall. Chin, unaware of the growing resentment, continued to treat Adora like a sister. When she discovered she was pregnant, she rushed to share the good news with Adora, expecting her to be happy for her. But Adora's smile was forced, and deep inside, jealousy darkened her heart. What Adora did next would test the very foundation of their friendship. In the quiet village of Omaka, two young girls, Adora and Chin, grew up as the closest of friends. Adora was breathtakingly beautiful, capturing the admiration of everyone who crossed her path. She was well aware of her beauty and basked in the attention it brought. Chin, on the other hand, was not as striking, but she possessed a rare combination of intelligence, humility, and kindness. From childhood, they were inseparable, attending the same school, playing together, and sharing dreams and secrets. Their friendship was admired by many, a bond that seemed unbreakable. However, as they grew older, their paths began to diverge. Adora became increasingly reliant on her beauty, convinced that her looks would open every door for her. Chin, guided by her mother's wisdom, understood that hard work and intelligence were the true keys to success. During their high school years, Adora's popularity soared. She was the center of attention, envied by girls and adored by boys. She relished the admiration and neglected her studies, believing that her beauty alone would secure her future. Chin, however, remained focused on her academics, tirelessly working toward her dreams. Despite Adora's indifference to schoolwork, Chin never abandoned her friend, often helping her with homework and urging her to take her education seriously. One evening, the school announced a grand dance. Adora was certain she would be crowned the queen of the night, convinced that her beauty was unmatched. Chin, rather than seeking the spotlight, chose to contribute by assisting with the event's decorations and planning. When the long-anticipated night arrived, Adora dazzled in an exquisite gown, fully expecting the crown to be placed upon her head. But to her shock, the title of queen was awarded to another girl, one known for her kindness and helpful nature. Adora was devastated. She sulked, unable to comprehend how her beauty had not been enough. Chin, ever the supportive friend, comforted her and reminded her that true admiration came from one's character, not just appearance. That night, Adora's mother gently advised her daughter to learn from Chin's example, but Adora dismissed her words. Years passed, and graduation arrived. Chin, with her stellar academic record, secured admission into a prestigious university. Adora, having neglected her studies, barely graduated. Her parents were disappointed, but she remained defiant. "I am not Chin, and I will never be her," she declared. In university, Chin's dedication continued to shine. She made new friends, learned valuable skills, and remained steadfast in her pursuit of success. Adora, however, struggled. She found the rigor of university life exhausting and chose instead to indulge in parties and socializing. "I don't want to work hard," she often said. "I'll marry a wealthy man who will take care of me." Chin, on the other hand, met a young man named Obi, a hard-working and kind individual. Though his family was wealthy, he kept his background a secret and remained focused on building a future for himself. He admired Chin's diligence and frequently invited Adora to join their study group, but she always had excuses. As time passed, Chin and Obi's friendship blossomed into love, and after graduation, they married. Together, they built a beautiful life filled with mutual respect and shared dreams. Obi inherited his father's business, while Chin excelled in her career. Meanwhile, Adora faced the harsh reality of her choices. Though she was admired for her beauty, employers sought skills and intelligence, qualities she lacked. Unable to secure a stable job, she struggled, moving from one fleeting relationship to another. Adora's mother worried for her daughter, lamenting the wasted years and lost opportunities. Meanwhile, Chin and Obi continued to flourish, building a happy home. In an act of kindness, Chin invited Adora to stay with them while she looked for a job. Obi, however, was hesitant. "She has always been trouble," he warned, but Chin believed in second chances. Adora accepted the offer but was consumed with jealousy. She resented Chin's happiness and success, feeling that her friend had taken the life she had always desired. The more she saw the love and devotion between Chin and Obi, the more her envy grew. Soon, she began avoiding Chin, isolating herself in her room. A few months later, Chin discovered she was pregnant and excitedly shared the news with Adora. Instead of sharing in her joy, Adora masked her resentment and merely offered polite congratulations. Shortly after, she moved out, claiming she had found a place of her own. Tragedy soon struck. Chin suffered a miscarriage. Obi consoled her, assuring her that they would have another child. But when Chin became pregnant again, she lost that baby too. Each pregnancy ended in heartbreak. Despair settled over their once happy home. Obi, devastated, began withdrawing, often coming home late without explanation. Their marriage, once filled with laughter, became strained. Chin, sensing something was terribly wrong, confided in a friend who directed her to a pastor. After hearing her story, the pastor assured her that God would reveal the cause of her misfortunes. "Someone close to you is behind your pain," he said. "But when they come to confess, forgive them." A week later, Chin noticed a shift in her husband. He became attentive once more, returning to the loving man she had married. Then, one fateful afternoon, there was a knock at their door. To Chin's astonishment, Adora stood there with her mother and a young man. Tears streamed down Adora's face as she fell to her knees. "Chin, please forgive me," she sobbed. Confused and alarmed, Chin and Obi listened as Adora revealed the depths of her betrayal. Blinded by envy, she had sought out a native doctor who had placed a curse upon Chin's womb, ensuring that no child she bore would live. Worse still, she had also used dark magic to turn Obi's heart against his wife. Gasps of shock filled the room. Obi, enraged, declared that he wanted Adora punished for her wickedness. But Chin, recalling the pastor's words, chose mercy. "I trusted you like a sister," Chin whispered, her voice trembling with emotion. "I loved you, Adora. And you did this to me." Adora wept bitterly, ashamed of her actions. She and her mother left Chin's house in disgrace. In the months that followed, Chin found healing. In time, she became pregnant again, and this time, she carried her baby to full term. A beautiful baby girl was born, bringing joy and light back into their home. Years later, she bore 2 more children, their home now filled with laughter once more. Adora, however, faced the consequences of her choices. The truth of her betrayal spread throughout the village, and no suitor dared ask for her hand in marriage. She remained alone, burdened by the weight of her own envy and regret. This story teaches us that the heart of man can be desperately wicked, as the Bible warns. It reminds us to be cautious of those we allow into our lives, especially in moments of blessing. True success is not found in beauty or wealth, but in kindness, integrity, and hard work.